First of all, happy 4th of July. Welcome to Lena May's streaming channel. My name is Esther and I'll be your streamer for today. So as you can see in today's title, we have a sapphire session for you guys. What we're going to do in today's session is quickly go over some very basic knowledge about sapphire, have some items compared, colors, prices, etc. So hopefully you guys can get some additional information, and if you're very familiar with the gem, you should congratulations, if you're more knowledgeable, that's even better. But I really do hope to bring some added value towards you guys. So as you guys can see, we had a pearl session explained last week, and this week we are doing sapphire. So if you're a sapphire lover, make sure to stay tuned. So we're going to do a lot of comparisons. So many of you might know sapphire as a very beautiful blue gem, as something that you will see in these type of colors. Actually, sapphire comes in every single color you can imagine, except for the color of red. So many of you may not know that sapphire and ruby are actually in the same mineral family. So anything that you see in the red color is a chemical component in the ruby, making it red. The remaining mineral is actually considered as sapphire. So again, like I said, sapphire comes in many different colors. The most common that we see is blue, but it does come in yellow, orange, purple, pink. There are just a bunch of colors, but the most common is going to be blue. So when you have a beautiful blue gem on your finger, or as a part of your jewelry, most likely people are gonna recognize it as sapphire. But many of the other colors that you see here are also considered sapphire. So let's get into today's session on further explain sapphire. So sapphire, the reason sapphire is considered as a very valuable gem is because right below the diamond, sapphire actually has a hardness of 9, which diamond is at hardness of 10, therefore making sapphire a very valuable and hard natural gemstone. So that's why a lot of the time people, on top of the fact that it's got some beautiful colors, it's different from the other colors that you see in diamonds, which is simply white, but sapphire comes in with this beautiful blue tone. Additionally, sapphire also comes in different varieties. So you can see they come in different type of blue. So I can do a quick comparison. You have some that are in the lighter blue. You have some in the extra rare star sapphire series. You have some in royal blue. So just like your natural diamond, when you're evaluating a fine jewelry, there are also 4 C's when you are identifying a sapphire. Just like a diamond, you're looking for the color, the clarity, the cut, and it's just like how you would normally evaluate a diamond. So I really wanted to go into what items that we have for today, where its values at, and if you guys are getting a really good discount out of it. So let's get into the first piece of a star sapphire. So here we have a ring. You guys can see the star sapphire. The star in this sapphire is actually an inclusion. The inclusion can, a lot of time when you have another piece of sapphire, it may be treated. It may be either through heat treatment or any type of treatment to remove the inclusion. However, that is not the case for star sapphire, because for star sapphire, this is a natural phenomenon that is created by nature and quite uncommon. Therefore, usually the stone is left as is and cut or shaped into the way that you guys can see the shine of the natural stone. So again, like I said, the stone itself is quite rare and uncommon among all the you know, the stones. So for this piece, you have at the price, I believe, is $12.80, and it does not, let me see, I cannot see the stamping. This is also stamped in platinum. Yep. So I just wanted to make sure that you guys are getting a good, you guys, I'm not sure if you guys can see this, but it looks like the sapphire, the carat weight on the sapphire is 3.54. So usually when you have a natural gem, the stone might be weighted by the carat. So it's one of the C's that we mentioned earlier. So for this piece, the stone itself is actually quite large in carat weight, and when you're looking at a stone like this, it can go up to a couple $100s per carat. So for what the price is like you're getting the rest of the setting for free. The setting, I mean the platinum part and the diamonds. This ring itself, it runs at about, I want to say about a size 6, quite small, and I'm sure Lena can modify the sizes, but at the current status, it's about a size 6. And again, a lot of the, you know, discount that you're getting is probably the actual setting without the sapphire, but the stone itself at the market value is well over $1,000, considering its rarity and also the, you know, the color and the size. All right, moving on to some other beautiful pieces we have. So depending on, you know, the size and the color of everything, some of the sapphires, you know, could be extremely expensive, but at the same time, when you're when you want a piece that's somewhat affordable, then you might want to look into some other alternatives. And here, this is where you have extreme steel at Lena's, you know, her shop. So here we have a ring, and this is in color sapphire. Now these colors actually getting really borderline to being ruby, but they are color pink sapphire, pink to white. And again, this is quite difficult to make when in the making process, just because you have to get that gradient color to go along with it perfectly in order to create a piece like this. This is definitely a unique piece. So this is set in 18 karat gold, and the diamond here are actually the diamonds at the end, just because we wouldn't want to use white sapphire in a beautiful piece like that. The diamonds itself, it runs about 0.88 carat weight, and the sapphire weight on this is 2.46 carat. So here, beautiful piece. All right, next is actually one of the rings that caught my eye in today's streaming. For one, it's got a beautiful setting, and yeah, it's quite small of a size. It's about, you know, they're all adjustable. But other than the fact that there are some really nice diamonds around, the setting is really nice. But this stone, could be considered as what they call a royal blue. Just because the stone, you can see a lot, you can clearly see every time the reflection, when it hits, you can see the blue transition into the lighter color. Now this piece will run for, see, you get, that's why the expensive stuff are always going to come with a price. So this one is $1,680. Let's just look at what's inside the stone. So the center sapphire, it's actually about 1.14 carat. And I would say a good amount of the price for this ring is actually at the cost of this particular sapphire. Mostly because it's hit one of the most important part when you're looking for a gem, which is its color. Just this blue itself is very, very it's very rare to get, you know, your typical royal blue in a regular sapphire. And for sapphires like this, you're probably looking at a lot more per carat versus some of the other stones. Definitely a beautiful, beautiful stone, and on top of another beautiful setting. And this is, let me double check, I believe this is also set in platinum. Here you guys can see it says PT, platinum. All right, moving on to the next ring. So here you can see this, we have another ring that is border lining of the royal blue color family. This ring itself has multiple pieces of beautiful sapphire. So it's got, let's say, there's nine stones in this beautiful blue color with some diamonds. Now the sapphire weight on this is set in 18 karat. The total sapphire weight is 3.54, and the diamond weight on this is 1.2 carat. And this will run for $1,400. So for $1,400, it's quite a steal. For a piece like this with this type of, you know, quality, just it's a very heavy piece. So for the material itself, you're probably looking to pay more money than this. You know, like in a regular retailer, this piece can easily go for $3,000 to $5,000, I would say. You can definitely check out your local retailer, or even just check online, you know, go through any websites. Pieces like this, you simply do not see for prices like this. This has so much value in terms of the raw material. Again, as I mentioned earlier, the colors on the stone, even though it's slightly darker than the piece that we had earlier, just so here you guys have a quick comparison, even though it's slightly darker, but you can still clearly see through the blue undertone inside the stone. So very, very good discount for a piece like this. Now going to the other piece that we had at the beginning of the screen. So here is a earring. I believe there are quite several pieces of sapphire in. There's definitely some weight. This earring is $1,000. Doesn't really mark. This is in 18 karat. Here you guys can see. It doesn't really mark the weight, but from, if you were to do a comparison, if this is running about 3 carat, 3.5 carat, the chances of the quantity, if you just count the stones, are likely to be more or less the similar weight count. But the reason that there's a price discrepancy is just because this is in the color sapphire family range. So here you can see the beautiful, if you're somebody who really loves colorful things, this is definitely a piece to add to your collection. So this is something, whether you wanted to make it into a stud, make it into 4 studs, you know, or just keep it as is, just on the material itself, you are already looking at over $1,000. There's a lot of quality stone, just because these are also colors you don't see very often. And I do actually wanted to zoom in on these particular colors, so you can see here on these orange pieces, it's actually almost a gradient color, and the same thing for this particular piece as well. You can almost see a gradient going from red transitioning, and same thing for here, into the orange. And here you can almost see a little bit of orange transitioning into yellow. Now these are just the nature and the formation when the stone is being created. So that's definitely, you can see a lot of nature in a piece like this. So this is definitely a lot of effort to picked among all the stones in order to create a piece like this. All right, next we have a this is a bracelet in stone. and the price on this is 800. So here what you're paying is the quantity and the carat weight. This is definitely, you got a lot of sapphire. Let me just count the pieces. 1, 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 14 sapphires. So here you have a large quantity of sapphire, and also this is set in gold. Let me just check to see if it's 14 or 18. It's not marked, but it's definitely in there. So this is, if you are interested, make sure that you message Lena. Here it is, but it's quite small. I probably wouldn't be able to identify it with without the loop. Actually, before I go any further, if you're new to the channel, welcome. And if you're interested in any pieces that we have listed above or in the rest of the session, make sure you give Lena a call, a text, or just add her onto her WeChat. If you don't want to miss out on any of these notifications, WeChat will be a really good way. So here, as I was mentioning, there are 14 beautiful stones in here. Now, you know, when we were comparing the pieces before, so you can definitely see there's some type of color difference. And that's why you're able to get a piece like this for about 800, but a piece like this with less stones. This is a total of 9 stones, and this is going for almost double the quantity. With the diamond aside, you're definitely gonna have to look into the quality of the stone. If again, if you want something that's affordable, this is definitely a great option. And if you want something that's with heavy quality and you don't mind paying a little bit extra money, this is definitely a beautiful piece of stone because the color on it are extremely stunning. And that is definitely, again, I can't emphasize enough, when you're looking for you know, some quality beautiful stone, you have to look at the 4 C's. Any stone any gemstone you encounter, that's definitely one of the things that you want to look at. So here we have a pair of earrings. Now this earring is only $550. What an amazing steal. This is also set in gold. Most of these are either with gold or platinum. And let me just see what the carat is on this. So this is marked, stamped for 585. Not sure if you guys can see that, but here it's stamped 585, which is the European way, or you know, a lot of the old Hong Kong style jeweler will use, which stands for 58.5% gold, which comes out to 14 karat. And here are some of the numbers that you definitely want to remember when you're looking into a jewelry. There's the 585, which stands for 14 karat, the 750 for the 18 karat, and obviously we all know the 999 for the you know, for the 24 karat. So here we have a earring, a set. So again, quite affordable. You know, the sizes of the stone are a little bit smaller, but for $500 you're getting $550, you're getting a beautiful set of earrings because it's quite nicely designed. And again, something like this on the market would easily go for $1,000 easily, just because of the weight, the design, and the material. All right, moving along, here we have another quite heavy piece. So if I were to make an impression without even looking at the price, that just means that, you know, there really is something about this piece that's remarkable enough for me to notice immediately. Very heavy piece, as you can see here, 9.5 gram. And I believe the gem, the sapphire gem, is 1.6 carat. Doesn't really say anything else. But it is set in, let's see, this is platinum. This is set in platinum, diamond, and sapphire. So the color on this, and I always want to refer it back to that first piece that we have. because I think that first piece of the blue we have is just your very way to sample what color you're having, because this is the closest to a royal blue that we have. So obviously there's going to be some price differences. So here we are going back to the first piece that we have. So you can clearly see the color difference, the cut difference. But definitely this is weight. The weight on this is a little bit bigger. This is 1.6. I believe, if I recall correctly, this is 1.14. And even at that, even at a smaller piece, this still costs more, just because you can clearly see where the price difference went. So when you're shopping for jewelry, you can just really, look into all the factors, whether you want something that's affordable and still looks beautiful, or you're really particular, you just have to have a certain color, then you may have to add a little bit extra money for a stunning stone like this. But for what it is, the raw material of platinum and the diamond plus the sapphire, everything here with the prices that you're seeing here at 1,500, this is pretty much just the raw material price, maybe even a little bit less than the raw material price, because this particular stone is actually very clear, and it is very, very, the color itself is still very beautiful. Moving on to something a little bit lighter. So here you can see the stone is more, if you were to compare the colors. So here, I'll leave them here. It doesn't really show. So here, we'll always go back and do the comparison. So here, you have something that's a little bit more on the even lighter range. It is set in a beautiful setting. This is in platinum. And here you can see the price on this is going to be 1,400. And the sapphire is actually bigger, 2.5 carat, diamonds 0.6 count. So here, just going back to compare the prices, you got 1,400, you got 1,500, and you got your 1,680, if I recall. Yep, 1,680. So this is why there are such, price discrepancies when you're shopping for sapphire or any gemstone, even though the bigger stone has, more volume. It has a bigger clarity at 2+ carats. The smaller stone, you're still looking at to pay more money, just because the color of the stone itself. So again, if you want something and you think this color is your personal preference, and you are completely fine with owning a sapphire that's this you want a size this large, you're looking for something over 2 carats, you want something that's in a great condition, this will be the piece that you want to get into. And I'll leave this color here just as a reference when we go back and refer it to. All right, here we have a very interesting necklace. So this is in the a different type of setting than you would normally see. And here immediately I see this stunning royal blue. And here is a slightly darker. This is in emerald cut. Here you guys can see. Here's a more of a gray undertone. But without me going further, well, here, I don't want to miss this out. There's another beautiful, almost royal blue color. And you guys can really see every single stone, all the way to the tear shop. So I would personally say the value on this is just absolutely amazing. And let me see if I could get a carat count on the stones. Doesn't give me a carat count, but it is just such a heavy duty piece. This has so much sapphire in this one particular piece, and for the price of 1,500, this is an absolute steal. I mean, on top of the fact that you probably wouldn't see a piece like this in your regular retailer, just because this is almost like a custom made style. So if you're looking for that the choker look, and have this to be a bunch of different style, because when you're rotating them, it's just another different piece. Every time you rotate, you get a different stone. And here is a little bit of inclusion in a stone. And I do want to bring this out is because here you can see this stone, as much as, you know, you can clearly see the inclusion. This is a good sign when you see something like this. That just means that the stone has not been treated. It is extremely common in the jewelry, or, you know, the sapphire making process, to have treated stone. Treatment, there's usually heat treatment, and there's the chemical to prevent the gem from cracking, and there's also the glass inclusion, which makes the stone a little bit less hard in its toughness. You know, don't ever shy away from a piece with some inclusion, just because you're still getting a really good value. Because for, you know, for items like this, you're still looking at a couple $100 per carat. And I can't emphasize enough how much natural stone you have here. There's a huge amount of gemstone that I have a handful of sapphire, and this is the raw material itself is definitely more than $1,500. If you're okay spending a little bit, you know, if your budget is a little bit wider, you're okay to spend a little bit more, definitely consider these few pieces. I'm gonna leave some of my most, you know, highly recommended pieces, and price comparison ratio are the highest. I'm going to leave them here just so that you guys can spend a little bit more time looking at it. All right, so here we have a piece, and this is set in 14 karat, and the weight on this, the sapphire weight on this is 1.5 carat and some diamond. So here you can clearly see there's the sapphire is cut in square shape. You know, when you're cutting all the stones, it really depends on what you get the most value when you get a stone like this. You know, sometimes when you get the raw stone, you might, or it could be a very small piece, you might not be able to cut into a large ring like this. The stone that you get might be something small like this, and that's when you form into a design of something like this. All right, moving on. So here you can see we have a much darker in color. Going back to the comparison that we have here, you can clearly see the color difference, but you can still see with the proper lighting. Here you can see the gray undertone behind it. This is set in 14 karat, and you can clearly see the price difference. The sapphire weight, I believe, is underneath here. Nope, it's not. Does not have the sapphire weight on the stone under, but it is quite a discounted item. So for a you know, if you're in the market and you're looking for something just under $1,000, here is a beautiful dark sapphire. You know, everybody is really different when it comes to what they like in terms of color. You know, some people might actually prefer to have dark colors like this. It really depends on what you're looking for, what your budget is, and finding that right piece for you. So here we have a lot of the sapphire cut in marquise, and is that right? Wow, $329. Look at that. Look at that. Just as I was talking about pricing and budgeting, here you guys, this is a beautiful 10 karat. And where's the sapphire count? Does not give me a sapphire count, but I mean, I don't have to tell you how much sapphire there is that you guys can see. But this sapphire is definitely in a beautiful, more of that, more towards the royal blue color. Not quite the same. Maybe more of this color. No, this is actually darker. This is more of an in between the royal and the lighter color. But this, you can still clearly see that it is in blue, and especially over the lighting, you can see all the blue color. And I'm just gonna shift this a little bit. You can clearly see the blue. There's a lot of sapphire pieces in here. So if you're looking for, it's sapphire and diamond. So if you're looking for an affordable sapphire jewelry ring in particular, this is such a steal. Usually, this is something you might see a little bit more often in your regular retailer. Again, I think definitely you're looking at to pay at least close to the 1,000 range, and that's with it on sale. You're still looking at to pay close to 1,000, you know, plus all that, you know, whatever you had to pay, like tax, shipping, and yada yada yada. But you're still looking to pay double for this price. Some of the items here are such amazing steals, and you really can't find it anywhere else. All right. All right, here we have a set of earrings. So immediately when you first look at it, the rings, the earrings are slightly, I have to pick it up like this so that it doesn't, the camera doesn't pick it up as a black color. So here you can see the blue, and same thing goes for this stone. And remember when I said earlier to do not shy away from any kind of inclusion, just because that's a sign that the stone has not been treated. And usually untreated stones are usually a lot more valuable and a lot more expensive than treated stone. Now, unfortunately, it looks like the price tag has been cut in half. But if this is something you're interested in, do send a text to Lena. If this is something you're interested, make sure you send a text or at her on WeChat. But the tag is cut in half. I would not be able to make a judgment call on the price. But this is set in 14 karat. There's a diamond count is 0.6, and the sapphire count is 2 carats. So that means that each side has 1 carat of diamond. I'm sorry, 1 carat of sapphire. Now here going to something a little bit more affordable. So you can see this piece is $350, and the weight on this is also a 14 karat, and the sapphire count is 1.9. Oh, if you like, send a text to Lena. All right, yeah, this is going back to this ear stud. Just do another comparison of the style. We have a lot of styles. So here you have, you can clearly see this sapphire. It's a little bit smaller on each side. The diamond count's a little bit smaller, and this is a stud versus this is a like a hoop plus a stud. So if you're looking for that little dingling, or if you don't like this stuff, sometimes you never know, like something like a little bit dingling, it's not good for when you're working out. But this a stud is like when you're, you know, in the run, you don't like your I'm very lazy, I don't take off any of my jewelry, so I'm always looking for a stud. So that also, the style makes a difference as well. So here, going back, and if you are just joining us, we are going over some of the sapphire comparisons, and make sure you go to watch the earlier stream as I give a quick introduction on some basic knowledge of sapphire and what to look for when you are shopping for a sapphire. So here we have a very unique design. It almost looks like a wheel of some sort, and the Asian culture really loves anything that's with a round shape, you know, like the fortune wheel. So this piece itself has, you know, some really beautiful sapphire as well. So you can see, I think the camera picks the best when I'm going like this. Sometimes when you're, you know, at a different angle, it just looks like black. But in person, you can clearly see the blue, and whether it's got a blue undertone or if it's got a gray undertone, you can definitely see all of it. So this is, the price on this is $6.90. And let me see if I can catch a gold. It's not marked, but if you are interested, we'll definitely look into it. But most of these, oh, here we go. Right here. 14 karat. I'm not sure you guys can pick that up. Yeah, so all the jewelry are set in gold, 14, 18, or platinum. So this is the series that we have for today. All right, moving on. So here is another Star Sapphire series. And if you missed my introduction earlier about Star Sapphire, please make sure to check it out. It's quite an interesting fact. But here is a somewhat larger piece of a Star Sapphire. The weight on this, here you can see the Star Sapphire is 4.62 carat with diamond, and it doesn't say what it's set in. The price is $1,380. I'm always trying to see if I could find at least the material setting. This is set in platinum. So again, when something is set in platinum, it's always a good sign, because you always want to put the best gem into platinum setting, just because platinum is a little bit harder. So Star Sapphire is definitely unique. You can almost see like a cat's eye, but you can see the cross here as well. The color is not as, you know, as an obvious of a blue sapphire. But again, you really can compare, like, you know, oranges and apples, just because they're not the same thing, even though they're all within the sapphire family, but they're not the same thing. So here you have something that's 4.6 carat at 1,300, and this is always a piece I will refer to from the beginning. So this is in color sapphire. As I mentioned earlier, sapphire comes in every single color except for red, because they're the same mineral family as ruby. Anything you see in red will be a ruby, but they are the same type of mineral. So here you have some very, very clear sapphires in blue, green, and pink. Definitely a beautiful color, and quite a large piece. I want to say the size is maybe about a 6 to 7. If you're looking for that statement piece, this is definitely something to start a conversation with somebody. They're definitely gonna make some type of comment, just because, for one, you got multiple different color sapphires. For two, it's very uniquely designed. You know, some of the basic designs you guys might be able to see, you might see something like this is very common, but for designs like this, not very common. Now let's get to the best part of looking. So this is set in 18 karat gold. You got a very heavy duty piece. The diamond on this is over 2 carats at just over 2.03. This is in, you have not only a lot of sapphire, but you also have a lot of diamonds. The sapphire count on this is 3.25 carats. Price tag on this, $1,390. Not expensive at all for what it is. Very, very good value because of the material. You know, like I said earlier, in case you missed it, we had this piece that I reviewed earlier, and just looking at the sapphire quantity and the price of what it is, such a discount, because you are, for most of these jewelries, you're, you know, just take a quick tour at, you know, shop somewhere online, any retailers, you're not going to see these prices. They're definitely going to be over the 1,000 range. So here I grabbed 2 rings. They're different colors. I think these two are very similar in color, very close in color, but slightly a little bit different. You can see this one is cut a little bit better. That's why you see the 1,500. Here you have a piece quite affordable at only $750. You got a lot of diamonds and a beautiful round sapphire. So the most common shape, and must emphasize on this, the most common shape you'll see in sapphire is going to be an oval shape. Just because we don't want to waste any material when it comes to making the ring. So to see a round shaped sapphire is actually quite rare, just because a lot of the material is removed in order to make this shape. So for this is quite a good price. Now this is set in, I believe it's 18 karat. Oh, here it is. It is set in 18 karat. The sapphire weight is 1.35. Sorry. The sapphire weight is 1.35 and the diamond count is 0.85. A lot of material went into this piece for $750. It's an absolute steal. I must say, these two are probably my favorite pieces so far, just because for this piece, even though it's quite expensive, but you definitely got that beautiful royal blue color. And for this, it's definitely, you got a great price for the items. You got very, very clean diamonds, clean and white diamond. That's usually the first, thing I look for when you have, the surroundings of a piece. The stone itself, the sapphire stone itself, is quite clear as well, meaning the clarity is quite high. There is some visible inclusion that it's probably not picking up on camera. But again, inclusions are always a good sign, meaning showing lack of treatment on the stone. And that's the less treatment, the better it is. Definitely adding this to one of my favorite pieces of the day. All right, here we have another, I want to say this is also very close to a royal blue. You guys can just see that beautiful, very, very bright and sharp blue when I move the ring. The stone is a little bit smaller, but I can't imagine it having a less price tag. And as I say, flipping this over and seeing a $2,200 price tag on this. The diamond count is a little bit over a carat, and the sapphire count is 1.37 carat. Now this is set in platinum. So again, referring to that first piece I have, the two are very different because this blue is cut in, first they're in emerald cut. You always want to use the most clear, very high clarity on emerald stone, just because if you have any inclusion, it's very visible. So a lot of the high quality stones are cut into the emerald shape. In terms of diamond counts, this has more diamond count, as I recall. If I didn't recall, then you can just, I give it an estimate. You can see this piece is larger, but still this price is more by a couple hundred. And as I even said earlier, if you're looking for a piece for a very, very particular color, if you're looking for something with a very particular color and you want that perfection in the royal blue, this might be your piece. Comes with a little heavier price tag, but the quality of this stone in terms of per carat count, it's going to be a lot higher. So something like this type of stone, usually when you go for the carats, is usually at least 1,000 plus by per carat, by the carat weight. So even going at, let's say, $1,500 for a carat weight, you're still paying for the raw price. There's a lot of other places you guys can definitely check out. You can look into some raw stone, and you'd be amazed. You'd be amazed to see how much just a stone without the setting like this will go for. You're looking at 2,000, 3,000, 10,000 for something like this in 1 carat. All right, going back to something a little bit, I cannot find a tag for this. There's no price tag on this. If I do recall correctly, this is probably one of those $600 or $700 range that was in the series from a couple of days ago. So this is also with a lot of sapphire, little pieces. I won't give it a price quote. If you're interested, make sure you send Lena a text and get the specific price. All right, here is a, wow, this is a very, again, when I grab it, I could just feel the weight. Another thing about streaming this is once you see a piece and when it's on your hand, you definitely feel the weight. And you know where you're getting the value. You can even almost, like, you know, estimate or quote the value on this. Quite a heavy piece. This is set in platinum. Just the material itself is going to be quite expensive for what it is. Sapphire count 2.66 carat. Diamond weight is 1.07. Size is 9.5. So you can see it just goes right onto my thumb. The price on this is $16.80, and again, for something like this, you're really just paying for the raw material. You're not paying much for, you know, like anything else, the work, the design. This is just a raw material price. This is so heavy, and I do believe this will be a beautiful, you know, for me, I would just have this as a thumb ring. That's just me personally, because I love this kind of stuff. But this can also be a beautiful mint ring. I know Father's Day just passed, but it's still not too late. All right, going into something a little bit different. Here we have a necklace. I'm not sure if any of you are in the market to shop for a sapphire necklace, but here is a really interesting necklace. So you can see here the stone by itself, you can already see the blue over skin is also a really nice blue. Going back to the royal blue compare, it's getting very close. It is with gold and diamonds. The diamonds are very, very clean and very white. And another thing I do want to say, this chain is not hollow. Some of the jewelry you find these days, you're going to find yourself some hollow, very flabs of, you know, chain that breaks easily. This is not anything like that. So this piece runs for $13.80. It is in 18 karat gold. Just the gold weight itself on this piece, it's already enough to be over $1,000, I must say. Like I said, these are not hollow pieces. You can see these are in solid setting, but the center of this piece is actually still just this really beautiful sapphire. So if you can, here you go, get a better look. All right, moving on, we have two rings here. We have this regular blue and a multicolor sapphire. So both of them, let's just look into what they are. It's $480 and $490. So the sapphire is going to be $480, set in 14 karat. The color sapphire is going to be $490 and also in 14 karat. Very, very, you can even buy two of them. Something very simple, or just like this, but not a bad idea, you know. This just came to me spontaneously, but this can definitely, you know how people wear stackable rings. Very awesome idea. And for both of them, the price together is $480 and $490, still under $1,000. A lot of materials in this. All right, going into this pearl and sapphire series, we have here a set of earrings and a pen, multi-purpose pen. You can either add a chain and make this into a necklace, or you can just wear this as a pen. $390, is that right? This is set in, it doesn't say what type of pearl, but it's looking very much like Akoya pearls. So this is 14 karat with diamond, pearl, and sapphire. The pearls are extremely shiny. I would definitely say they're close to the, very much likely these are Akoya pearls. Moving along here, we have something that's definitely interesting. There's a lot of different stones in here. Here you have a dark brownish color sapphire. You have a pink sapphire and a blue sapphire. Definitely a multicolor theme. And again, you may be able to see, if it picks up on camera, some light inclusion. And that is okay, just because that's a sign of untreated natural stone. And definitely hold its value. Now this piece runs for $1,300, and let me see, cannot see the stamping. Possibly we'll have to look for it with a loop. So here is one of the more rare sapphire type, which is our Star Sapphire series. Price on this is $850 if you're wondering. But here you have 3 different Star Sapphire, and I'm pretty sure these are, you know, from different stone, not from the same stone. But the shine, or the cat eye to it, is very, very strong on all of them. And this is, I feel like this is about a size 5, quite small. It doesn't really fit in any of my other fingers. But this should be, this is also with 14 karat. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but it is stamped for 14 karat. And also a very, very heavy piece. Here's a very interesting piece. I can say this is almost a wedding band type of, or, you know, just a regular ring. Multicolor sapphire ring. This is literally like a rainbow on your finger. You got every single color imagine. You got the orange, you got the pink, you got the blue, you got the purple and the yellow. Every single color. This is like Rainbow Road right here. So this ring is set in, this is, wow, what a steal, $390. And this is set in 14 karat. All right, so now we've seen some of the other sapphire, and Lena actually just brought me some very, very heavy duty for you guys. Let me put these away. And if you stick around for this long, congratulations. I hope you definitely learned something. And we're going to go into the real stuff, the real heavy duty stuff now. So here, look at that. Look at that beautiful royal blue. Can you guys see the blue and how well it picks up? It is a much, much more stunning color in person. So this, the sapphire count is 1.14 karat, set in 14 karat and diamonds. A lot of these stuff, you know, I'm just going to quickly run through because we really want to spend more time on this natural stone. So when you're wearing it on finger, sometimes you might be concerned, oh, what if it doesn't look good on hand? This is definitely not, the color is not going away anywhere. This royal blue is here to stay. Again, this piece is $1380. And I always still want to refer back to that very first piece that we have. No, this is, yes, this is the piece. You can see the color difference, that this is a little bit darker when referred to the blue, and this is a little bit lighter on the royal blue side. Putting this back. And here we have another heavy duty. This is a not a stackable, but very interesting because it kind of moves around. You got a lot of stones. I can't wait to see what is the weight on this, because when you pick this up, it's almost like picking up a rock. It's so heavy. So here we go. It's set in 14 karat. Just the gold alone is at 16 gram. Diamond count 0.6 carat. You can see the little diamonds around it, not the center. Sapphire weight 2.55 carat. Now this is for such a discounted price, because just the gold itself is already very heavy. So if you are interested in any of the jewelry, make sure you contact Lena for further detail. But this is definitely an interesting and definitely a statement piece there. And if you wanted to take a closer look at each one of these stones, very nice. Again, all about what you're looking for, your budget, and the color. Just because, you know, sapphire comes in so many colors, so many, you know, different shape, and the cutting is all different. Here we have a piece that's for $13.80. I would say a good amount of the money is for the material, and this should be in platinum. Yep, platinum, and 1 carat in diamond weight. Sapphire is 0.83 count. This other next piece is already catching my eye from afar. Personally, I really enjoy looking at these type of blue, just because it's so memorizing. It just kind of sucks you in. Now this piece is $13.20. The sapphire count is 1.04. Set in 14 karat and almost 1 carat in diamond. But here's a common shape as well in teardrop. Just give it another look at these beautiful colors. So here, for a piece like this, you can see the color very, very clearly in these pieces. Compared to some of the other pieces we have from the earlier session, you definitely see the price and the item difference. And here we have another teardrop, and the stone is actually a little bit lighter, so you guys can see here. It's got great clarity. In person, you can probably get a better look. On camera, it doesn't pick up quite as well. It's also very heavy duty in the gold, so gold and diamond. So this is in 18 karat, diamonds a little bit over 2 carat, and the sapphire is 1.66. This is for $1,800. Again, when you have this on hand, from afar, from a very far, you can definitely see how shiny or how bright or deep this blue is. Now, another thing I do wanted to emphasize is that you can almost see a color gradient to some of the stones, depending on how you hold the stone. And that is also quite common in the sapphire series, just because the formation of the natural stone. Here we have another natural, heavy duty, very heavy duty. Lot of diamond to bring out the beautiful color. This is one of those more, again, towards the royal blue color. The diamonds are, again, very clean, very white, and that's always a good sign when you're looking for a quality piece. So this is in 14 karat, diamond count is over 2 carat, sapphire is 1.42. Price tag, $2,200. Again, so when you have these, and when you're having them side by side, you will know exactly what type you're looking for. Even though, now here's a beautiful shot. You can definitely see the quality of these stones are on a different level than something that's only a couple $100s. So I really hope that you guys can really successfully identify and distinguish what price you're paying for what, because sometimes you might look at an item and you say to yourself, wow, that's really expensive. But if you got yourself a quality piece that has such a great value, why would you not want to retain that if it's something within your budget? And here you can, I'm actually pretty glad this diamond picked up pretty nicely on camera. The diamonds are just as how they are on camera, very white, very clean, very shiny. Now this is set in 18 karat, diamond is 1.5 count. The sapphire is 1.85. This is definitely a collector's piece, I would say. The stone itself, extremely beautiful. And this runs for $18.80. Very great price for what it is. This is definitely a stunning piece. Even as an engagement ring, this wouldn't, you know, you can definitely compare it to this with some of the top diamond engagement rings. Looks very, it's got that really, you know, great statement price on it. Again, color is extremely beautiful. You can almost see that the royal blue trying to reflect. So just show for comparison as we have at these two. The prices of between these two are in, it's just tremendous. This piece is only for $550. Now this piece, again, we were looking at close to the 2,000 range. They're close to 4x the price difference. Again, yes, we know there's going to be a lot of the diamond that goes towards the price, but just looking at the stone itself, you can already see the difference between the color. Although both of them cut in different, in similar style, shape in similar style, but the color probably and the clarity took a huge part of what this stone will go for. So if you're somebody who's collecting and you want a beautiful piece collected, this definitely are in beautiful color, and this is something more of like an everyday wear, something that's extremely affordable. I do want to show that comparison for you guys, just because sometimes you might think that a piece of jewelry is a little bit expensive and might be a little bit, you know, overpriced. You might think that, but what you're actually getting is a steal for what it is. Even though all in sapphire, it can go from hundreds to, you know, thousands to even hundreds of thousands. Here's another very, very clear, high translucent. The clarity is quite nice on this piece. Here you can see the color, and you can see the translucency. And another thing about this piece that I wanted to bring out earlier is that it's not as translucent as, meaning that the clarity is not quite high. And that's why you also see a price difference, because yes, we talk about color, we talk about clarity, and this is definitely one of those situations you have clarity that picked up on its price tag. So this is set in 14 karat, diamond count 0.46. Sapphire count is 2.7, and the price tag on this is $1,400. Now again, comparing to something that we have similar size, 2 karat. I wanted to compare something in similar size. This is a little bit smaller, but still price tag is a little bit different. You can see even the smallest. And I have 2 more pieces to show you guys. So here we have definitely not in the royal blue family. Do not confuse this with a royal blue. This is not royal blue. But however, this stone is absolutely humongous. So that's under the 4C. This has definitely got the carat of the 4C, because you see how big the face of this stone is. Now let's just look at the price tag real quick. This runs for $3,500, and again, is on the 4Cs. This has got the weight. Sapphire weight is 4.77, and the ring is 16.8 grams. So you got this ring that's heavy in the gold. I think it's gold or platinum. No, this is platinum. You got heavy in the material, the platinum. You got the diamonds, and you got a huge stone. So as a finger, as an engagement ring, this is definitely going to make some serious statement. Or just as a plain ring by itself, you definitely tell this is not something you find as a, as a custom jewelry. From just looking at it from afar, you can definitely tell this is fine jewelry. And for something like this, a lot of the retailers, you can definitely see this run up to 10,000. You would definitely see some retailers sell this for close to the range. That is usually where the retail value goes for. But here we have at 3,500. You're literally paying for the raw material. This piece is so heavy on my finger, almost like a rock. And the last piece we saved the best for last today. Another heavy duty, and this is almost shaped like a peacock shape, or like, if some people might see it like backdrop of a guanyin. Or some people might even say this just looks like a how dodging the evil eye. In the center, it's got a very little bit on the medium color of the blue, which is very important, because you don't want something that's too dark, you can't see the color. You don't want something that's too light, that's getting close to the violet range. This color is just right in the center, and it's got a huge amount of diamond count on the ring. I can't count how much there is, but let's take a look into it and what you're paying for. Wow. Okay, first of all, 18 karat gold and a whopping 4.07 diamond count. Very heavy in a diamond. The center sapphire is 1.56, and the price on this is $2,800. You're paying, again, the raw material price is what you're paying. These last two pieces are definitely what you pay in you're paying more in raw material if you were to get them individually. And lastly, before we finish today's session, just a quick reminder, if